Happy Saturday, everyone. Today is November 7th, 2020. This is Miss JD, and we're here once again for our weekend episode of our daily stock market insights. How was your Friday, guys? Yesterday, we had a lot of action in the Philippine market, especially with what happened to Dito. I was also monitoring this stock, but let's check out this stock later on. And in the meantime, before I get started, I'd like to invite you to, if you like this kind of video and if you're into the stock market, I highly recommend that you subscribe to our channel. And hit the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. I record my insights on how these stocks are performing based on your request, also based on the most trending stocks that we have for the day. Okay, so I normally start our video with our insights towards the index. So yesterday, um, I thought we are going to dip again. You know, we had this long week over here. We started the day with most of our stocks in the index being red. But good thing some of them were able to recover towards the latter part of the day. If you are to check out this one over here. So yesterday, 9:30, we had a solid red right away for 30 minutes on the first 30 minutes, and then we recovered outright. So that was the movement. Now, so how is it going to move potentially by next week? So as you can see, the market dropped so much, right? And slowly we are recovering. In fact, if you're to look at it, our lows here are starting to form some higher lows, and our highs are also starting to show some higher highs. And last Friday, what we had was a doji. This is a doji, but what's interesting is that, so remember you had a gap down that happened here. It just filled that gap. So this could act as a resistance, and the resistance here, but you also had a doji. So interesting. So what I'm seeing here is that if we are going to hold around the 6,500 level, then that's a better picture. Chances are we will be moving some more to the upside. So there's a big chance that um, it'll stabilize in this area first. But now that we crossed the resistance, right, this could already mean a possible breakout of that resistance for the index, and that's going to be good news for our major players in the country. Okay, so this is our resistance right over here, and we managed to go beyond that. In fact, when it dipped, it only stopped at that area. So I'm thinking it will continue to form a support at this level. Okay, so interesting. At the same time, we might also experience some profit taking, but I think it will just sustain at the 6,500 level, 6,583. So that is our condition. It has to hold around the 6,583. Otherwise, it might go back again to where your MA20 line is, because previously when it dropped, it respected the MA20 level. So that's something to also monitor. Okay, so let us start with, of course, recognizing the comments from our friends over here. So Trevor wanted to request AGI and Dito. Okay, I already got that listed. And UNH, United Health Group, for our stock in a US stock. That means I'll check that out as well. And Chest Vault. Thanks, Miss JD, for analyzing the stocks I requested. Much appreciated. Thank you for dropping by and sharing your thoughts. Pedro Billones also said, "Oh, congrats for the ads." Yes. And some, I don't know, I think this is a robot. There you go. So it spams your comment with so many replies, but I think that's system generated comments. or those are system generated comments. Okay, so there you have it. Oh, by the way, I need to scroll down. There are a few more below here. Hazel wanted BPI. Yeah, I got that listed. Jen Jen also said, thanks, Miss JD. Can you also include Pure Gold and SMC? Yeah, I have that. Alexias, do you have a chat group for technical analysis and stocks to discuss with others? Well, I don't have a chat group yet. I'm thinking about it and seriously considering that idea. I just have to, of course, manage my day and see how I'm going to do that. But definitely, that's an idea that I've been toying around for the past few months. In fact, we'll see. I'll update you guys once I have finally decided that I can manage a chat group or a group chat. Okay. Justin also wanted RLC. Okay, I already have that covered. Okay, so let's get started. These are the stocks that really uh, trended. Okay, so this one, so I've been very vocal with my position here for Dito, right? And yesterday, I was also monitoring this. And thanks to the very laggy laggy tool of COL Financial. When the stock reached around 510, okay, I I know it was already moving so fast around the 510 level. Where was that? Um, Around this level, around this area, 510, not there. I think around yeah, around this candlestick over here, this candlestick, because I know this is already a good sign, and then we were already about to engulf this red candlestick. So I knew that it was already going up. 510 level, so was able to put it at 510, and it was already fluctuating. However, my order was not filled. I don't know, probably the volume that wanted to buy the 510, that wanted to sell at the 510 level was not that much against the volume of those people wanting to put the order at 510. So I was able to enter an order at 510, but it did not push through. So that was a missed opportunity. Uh, I think I was already able to make an attempt around even lesser than 510 over here, but with the system being so laggy, I had no choice. I had to start increasing the amount to 510, but the system is just too slow, and it only captured the 510 and it did not even fill it. At one point, it even went back to 510, but because probably of the volume of the sell requirement is not that much against those people wanting to buy. That's why I did not fill up to my order. So had I entered around that level, that was a good what? Wow, 19%, 19% lost opportunity. But then okay, just that's fine. That's part of the game. We still have a position there. Our average at that, as of this moment, is still at the 590 level. But um, had I entered at this level, that could have brought our average down. I don't know, around 540, 550 level if that happened. So we'll just wait for some more opportunities. We don't really know if. Let's see then. You got some good volume over here. So I really feel that we will be facing a bounce in the coming days. So really hope that this MA20 line here will be broken and we go beyond that line. because at this point this could first act as a possible resistance. Okay, because MA20 is a strong moving average, or MAs are also strong areas of either a resistance or a support. Since we're going below that line, that's an area that it will challenge first. Okay, so that's your nearest resistance. And if we really have good volume, we could easily break that. We also had some foreign buying that happened, so I'm bullish that it could easily break that level. In fact, now that this stock is a bit on the popular side, uh, gap ups, gap downs can uh, easily happen. Like what happened here yesterday, we had a gap down and persisted going down for the first 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, and then it managed to recover. So, um, good job for those people who have entered around the 480, 478 level. You you have been that was a great move. So you've been very profitable in just the span of the day. It's just in just the span of a day. Okay. So just hang in there. I think there is still a game or a play here for our Dito stock. Just watch out for 631 level, and hopefully it breaks that. Okay. If not, well, for me, personally, I'm okay with it dropping again. Probably around the 475 level. I'm okay with that because I've been waiting for um, a possible re-entry. I wanted to enter and add some more volume, but I find this level already a bit on the expensive side. So if it can just tone down a bit and probably stabilize at the 4 or 5 peso level, that's fine. I think that is super fine for as long as later on when they become fully operational, we continue to move higher. So that's our that's my take on this stock for now. Resistance would be 631. 486 would be, if it will revisit that area, that for me is still fine. It is also fine to have it around 546. That's also cool. This one over here. So at least we can still add some more volume. Um, but given that this is another popular stock, like what I mentioned earlier, a gap up beyond 630 level, I think is also a possible idea, given that the volume is so high here. Okay, BDO. BDO also ended with a red, but it's nice that we are now moving higher than the MA20 line. So I think it'll just move and stabilize at that level. If it drops, it will potentially just respect your MA20 line. So the nearer you are, if you're considering to enter in this stock, the nearer you are to the MA20 level, that is the best entry at this point. So even though it is red, I think this is just starting to show some recovery in terms of price action. So look at this. We're still within the sideways direction of our stock for BDO. Okay, I think around 88. Was that 88.45? No. I think 90 level, 90.13, around that area is a good area to still continue buying. JFC is another good story here. Volume is still there, right? But which it is slightly lower, but given that the depth of its drop is so huge, so I think this is just the beginning of its uptrend again, and we still have a lot of room for some gains here. At one point, it even reached a 325 level, and we're just in the 196 area. So if you want to add some more, maybe if it fluctuates and probably revisits the 184 level, because that's the nearest support that I see, I think that is still a good idea. The reason why I said that is I see this being a support. Also a resistance right here and a support over here. Also, you got some breakout that happened here. So normally I would have, I would draw something like that, because when it breaks out, so it pushes the price higher, but at one point people will be taking profit and their previous resistance will become the support. So 183 level, the 184 area is a good area to add some more volume. But I really hope you guys have already added some volume right here. Okay, I wanted to add some more, but JFC is starting to become really a huge percent of my portfolio. So I'm just trying to break it down and have equal sizing. I was able to add around the 133 area over here, so I think I'm just good at that. But then again, prior to, I've been in BDO before the quarantine, so I guess you already know that I had some, I think, around the 220. My position prior to the lockdown was around 220 something level. So uh, that was just when I bought the 133, when I bought the 133 area, so that brought my average down a bit. So we're just waiting for it. Actually, we're already green in our JFC, but it's just that the volume of my size here is already, I'm good with it. So I'll just wait for it to continue moving higher. Anyway, JFC on my portfolio is a long-term stock. So I guess I hope you guys have already started adding some volume here when it was around the 120 to 130 level. Well, very, very promising, we've received some updates from JFC, right? I think the last update I read about it was it opened another branch in the middle of a pandemic. It opened another branch in Italy. So I think that's a good news. So let's try to talk about Tel. Tel over here also is starting to show some positive signs. We're starting to move higher than the MA20. Okay, so as you can see here, we're starting to trigger the upper band. That means we can most likely witness some more movements to the upside here. So maybe it is already bouncing, right? So I think if it will stabilize, it'll just stabilize around the 1,349 level. So these areas are your resistance. You got a resistance over here, also a support or consolidation that happened here. So I'm thinking that's a solid line. If it fluctuates, it will just be around that level. So let us say you enter at that level and then just trade this stock. Your nearest resistance that you could use as a profit taking level could be around the 1,486. That's a 9.8% gain. So if you're into just trading this stock, okay. Do we have some more room for growth? Yes, we do. If we are to look back, look at this, right? On a weekly chart, let's take a look. So we're still at a cheap level if you come to think of it, right? See that? Because at one point, it even back in the, in 2014, it reached the 3,000 level. But for the past 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 years, the overall sentiment of this stock was on a decline. Uh, but it reached, I think this is already the bottom, 800 plus. So good job for those people who have entered at that point. So I'd say my take on this is that Tel will still be Tel. One of the biggest players, or one of the biggest players in the telco industry. Telco as a whole is really going to boom in the future. not just because of the pandemic, but because of the pandemic as well. Uh, Innovations as to how we will be managing our workforce have blossomed, right? Maybe in the future, working from home could be a new normal, could be an option that we can offer to the population, right? Um, so it will require heavily, uh, it will require a lot of services from the telco. And I think that I just have a strong feeling that is going to be the next direction, given that number one, here in Metro Manila, traffic is so bad. It reduces productivity in how we do things every day. So probably good if the government will, mandate that maybe all companies should require at least 30 to 40% of their workforce to be work from home, and the rest would be in an office setup. It will really reduce the number of vehicles on the street. So, with that, who will benefit? Which companies are going to benefit? Well, number one would be our telco companies. And given that there are already a lot of competition in the market for this industry, what I'm forecasting is that even the big players will also continue to innovate and improve their services. Otherwise, the other growing companies can take over them. Okay, so I know I have a Dito stock, but I still see a lot of potential, a lot of room for growth for our Tel and Globe stocks. So very exciting days ahead as to how the economy will recover after this. How will the new normal look like? Those kind of things. But definitely a lot of promising things to happen in the telco um, field or business. So I'd say Tel is still a good stock to really consider, because we are just starting to reverse the overall direction of this stock on a weekly chart, come to think of it. But of course, on a daily chart, if you're just merely trading it, it's already on the high side. But given that it retraced, it rested for a bit for like one entire month, and this time around, it's starting to show some recovery. So I see some more movements to the upside there. BPI. I'd say in the past few days, we managed to demonstrate a bounce here. So at this point, when we ended a red, I think that is for me a natural behavior of the stock, because we're very near a resistance area. This is still a resistance level, even though if I draw this line, half of the body is already um, beyond the line, but that is not a breakout yet. It's not a confirmed breakout. That's still part of it, because it's not a entire candlestick breaking out of that line. So I'd say I will not be surprised if there will be some profit taking that will happen if on Monday we are going to have some more another red candlestick perhaps. So that will confirm a possible retracement in the coming days. But if we break out of that, then that's a good sign. You have a breakout day, because for me, I consider a breakout if we really have one entire candlestick ending outside of the resistance level. So that's a confirmation. Okay, but at least if it goes down, 74.89 is the area to watch out for around 75 level. Okay, you have some foreign buying that happened here, so we're really banking on that. Hopefully, and hold on, November 5, we're done. Okay, so hopefully that foreign buying could push the price some more for this stock. Let us see how foreign buying happened in the past few days for BPI. So let us see here. Okay, we've been on some bullish movements, foreign buying for 1, 2, 3, 4 for 5 days straight. Okay, but I think this is if the foreign investors have entered around the 43.55, so this could already mean that they're starting to take profit at this level. But there's still foreign buying here. But just be extra careful because that's a resistance area. Okay, GTCAP. GTCAP is it is actually just starting to show some bullish movement. So this is the first wave. So in an Elliott wave, I'm not really a super expert of Elliott wave, but I know there are 5 points. If this is, let's try this. So if this is your first wave, second, so normally the third wave is much longer, so it could end there because you have your resistance over here. So that could be your third point, and if it drops, we'll see if it will end right here and then continue to move higher. We don't know yet where could be the next one, but definitely there will be some more movements to the upside. I am looking at this level if it is going to move some more because that's the nearest resistance I see. Okay, so if it drops, most likely it'll revisit this key level around the 470. Okay, overall, if you're looking at it as a long-term investor, I would have to say there is really a good opportunity for this stock to grow some more because you had at one point around the 9,000 level. Let's check this out. Where could it? Wow, that's a good 100%. Even if you just hang in there up to the 50% gain, that is already very promising. And the chances of it reaching that level is faster and higher. I mean faster. Okay, look at that. So if in case, let me just remove this. If you're just going to use very simple approach to technical analysis, this one is your resistance, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I see this. When the price reached this level for 2 days, okay, there was a rejection that happened and price declined. So as we approach that, let us again observe how the market will behave. Let us see if it will continue to break that. But looking good so far because your volume is still there. Okay. One thing we don't like is that it goes up, but there's not much volume anymore, and we're at the overbought. Still, we're now at the overbought level, but if you are to look at the peak over here against this area, most likely we're still at a healthy level. But once we see probably it reaches here and then our RSI, let's say, shows a declining momentum, let's say we have something like that, then that's a sign of a possible weakness. But if we are still looking at your RSI peak, and RSI's peak here is higher than the previous one, then still okay. Okay, so now let's just watch out for the 529 level. Converge. Converge, I'd say this is a doji. There's no indicator coming out yet because the sample size is still low. I would have to say this is your resistance. Nearest resistance would be 1521. Look at that. The volume is still low as the price moves higher. So I think this could easily be broken. I mean, resistance is still going to be respected at this point. 1518. We are at the 15 level for now. So you can probably trade two conditions here, right? In the meantime, I also would like to plot an ascending there. So if it drops, we'll see if it, you can make a condition. If it breaks this ascending line, which is currently acting as your support, then stay away, okay? But the perfect entry that I can probably say for Converge is when it breaks the 15-14 level. You probably have one candlestick outside of this line. That's a confirmation. That's a much better entry compared to where it is at right now, because this for me is still undecided. So wait and see. Let's wait and see for Converge. Similar to my to what I said about the telco company. Converge is also in the same industry. Um, this company being an internet provider, and yeah, so in terms of growth, I think this stock will continue to grow. It's just a matter of time. PHR. Um, I know this is also linked to uh, Dennis Uy. You had some foreign buying. It's good. What do people have to say about it? Right. Kaway-kaway ang mga naka-all-in kay PHR. So I think this is something to do with, I forgot the news about this. Yeah, something to do with some acquisitions, if I'm not mistaken. Then, but this stock is linked to Dennis Oy as well. It was halted here. It was halted October 19 and then resumed. No, it was not. This was the time when it got halted. So October 19th, and then it resumed November 5th, maintained here. So I think for those people who are considering this stock, you have reached your support area. This is a support area if you're looking into investing in this stock, because this is starting to gain popularity. So this is a much better entry. This is now at a support area, 212. So wow, that was a 74% dip right away for those people who entered at the 370 area. But if you want to average down, this is a much better level because you are at a support area at this point. See that? So while the price is just moving within this range, your RSI is starting to move higher and higher. Look at that. So for those people who are interested, this is a much better position. Um, my outlook is always I have a bias for position traders because uh, for me that's the perspective that I'm most comfortable with. So this is a good area. So if you want to still be on the conservative side, wait for it to officially bounce at the 212. Don't enter at the first minute of the day because anything can happen. Like what happened to Dito yesterday, you thought all the while that it was going to drop, not realizing it only lasted for 30 to 45 minutes when the market opened, and then it went the reverse direction. So you may also look into that aspect. Let the volatility die down for a bit after 30 minutes, and then you start entering. That way you could already sense where the overall direction is for the day. 212 for now is our support. Let's take a look at pure gold and just a minute. Pure gold. Pure gold is still giving us some more signs of weakness, guys. Look at that. As we got near the MA20 line, there's a weakness that happened, a red candlestick that we had here. So I feel like we are still going to go down some more. Let's first observe this key level around the 41.16 because the previous days you had some consolidation that happened there. And let's see if it'll respect that area and then bounce. Otherwise, it might, if it breaks that, your downtrend channel is still not over yet. Okay, but definitely I'm plotting 41.08 for now as our support. Next one is SMC. SMC, we started moving higher. That's good. Even though this is a red, if it drops, it'll just continue to stabilize at the MA20 level at this point. Okay, 101.86 if it'll continue to drop. But I see overall, as you can see here, slowly we're moving higher and higher for the past few months. And hopefully it recovers and go back to where it was before back in 2019. But for those people who are long-term investors, it's really worth the wait because this stock has been badly hit by that decline. And as we all know, there are still a lot of ongoing projects for SMC. The Bulacan Airport, right? I know that's under SMC. So 101.86 is the nearest support. So if you want to continue accumulating, this is a good position at this point. Your RSI is already in the 50s level, 59.6 to be exact. So momentum is picking up. Did we have foreign buying? Yeah, so we had some foreign buying, but they sold around this level. Foreign selling. Okay. What about AGI? AGI, similar, almost the same pattern. We're anticipating some more profit taking in the coming days, but not of a big decline, as you can see, because we're already uh, higher than MA20 level. So if it drops, I'm looking at 789. But overall, if you are to look at it and look back from where it came from, this stock also dropped so much, and we're starting to just recover. And I'm looking at mid to long term in this perspective. Okay, so if you want, you can just wait for it to retrace for now and catch it and or re-enter around the 789 level. What about RLC? RLC is also we had a breakout of this level at this of the 16 peso area. So I think if it will drop, I don't think it is going to drop. It will continue to move higher. But just in case the market gives you an opportunity, the nearer we are to the 16.11 area, the better. But definitely, I see the stock moving higher and higher in the coming days. 0.25. Okay, so this gives out dividends twice a year. Yeah, looks like twice a year. So 50 cents. Around 30 or 3%, 3 to 4% per year. It's fine. So 1611, that's the nearest support. So just watch out, haggle for a few cents, but definitely I see this stock continue moving up in the coming days. Okay, so there you have it. That's our first part. Hopefully, the night is still young. I could probably record another one, but definitely those are the stocks that I have reviewed for you guys. In the meantime, thank you so much for always watching our videos. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts, let me know your suggestions. And the last comment we got with regards to the group chat, I'm seriously considering that. I just want to strategize how to manage my day so that we can continue to build this community in Miss JD's channel. Okay, in the meantime, thank you and bye bye for now.